Welcome to Love Bite.
I have so many mixed feelings, I don't even know where to start. Up to this point, I thought that our relationship, even though it had its ups and downs, did not have any fundamental flaws, but now I have some serious doubts. She told me she just came to the realization a few weeks ago that she is having an emotional affair with her coworker, a 45-year-old divorced male. This is in itself absurd, by the way, and that this is unacceptable and she has to stop. At first, she was not sure if she should tell me. She thought maybe she was going to handle this by herself because she did not want to hurt me, but since she was behaving so differently, I confronted her, and then she opened up. I am almost sure nothing physical has happened. They weren't even flirting. It was just a vibe that made both of them feel very understood, appreciated, and happy while being together. I know about a few occasions when they went out together after work just to chat. They talked about it, and they both have feelings towards each other, but they agreed that this is not okay in this situation. She said she felt something that was on another level, something that she never got from me. I told her I wanted to see all their communications on Messenger, but this is not possible because she deleted it out of shame. I know this would be generally a red flag, but we both have above-average intelligence, are mentally stable, and 99% of the time we can work together and talk through issues. So far, I have not had any reason at all not to trust her, so I still do. We both know what would be ideal. If we want to fight and continue with our marriage, she has to change her job. But right now, due to the nature of her job, she is a teacher, and it is very hard to find a decent school here to teach at. She is very reluctant to do that. I know this is a bad idea generally, but she promised she would cut out any personal communication with him. The problem is, that guy is sitting in the same office and they inevitably meet every day. I told her she can try, but it is my gut feeling this is going to turn out to be a disaster, so I might give her an ultimatum later. I haven't decided yet, partly because first I have to put my mind straight about our marriage and decide if I actually want to continue it or not. Not because of the affair, but because of the problems that surfaced. I think this affair is a symptom, not a problem. She said she has been looking for reasons why she married me in the first place, but right now she cannot see any good things. She only sees our differences. So the only reason she is staying with me right now is because she has made her vows, so she is going to keep herself to them, however much it hurts to see the prospect of another, better life in front of her. She is hoping that in time she will forget the feelings from this affair and relive the feelings she had with me back in the day. There must be something that brought us together, she said. This in itself sounds very mature and almost unbelievable to be true. I think she is thinking that way because she has some religious core beliefs and thinks that a marriage is sacred, and she loves me so much that I cannot comprehend. Yes, we were both definitely in love, but that in itself is not enough to keep the marriage together. But I'm wondering whether dedication, communication, and hard work added to the initial love are enough, or do they only work if you have matching personal traits and matching life goals? She said I'm not putting enough emotional effort into our relationship. She feels alone, unappreciated, and a lot of times not understood. This is the first time in 6 years that she has openly said things like that, but she always felt somewhat this way. Her recent affair just made these feelings stronger. Partly, I knew about this, but I did not think it was so bad. Or is it just exaggerated by her recent EA? But generally, I think this is not completely my fault because I have an avoidant attachment type and she has the anxious one, which combination I recently learned is not a good idea. She said she was not mature enough when she made her choice. She saw me as an introvert but a very intelligent man who would never be able to cheat on her. That's why she chose me, and because she did not want to be alone, she literally moved from her parents to my house and never lived alone or independently. I chose her because it felt so good that someone cared about me. I had quite low self-esteem back then due to social isolation. She did very, very well caring for me in those 9 years of being together. I didn't notice any of her struggles. But she also said that if she had to decide now, she definitely would not choose me. So now the question arises, are we fundamentally incompatible and made a bad choice 6 years ago? Or does this idea of a sacred marriage actually work in the long term? I guess a prerequisite for that would be that both parties believe in it, but I can't believe this 100% right now. I mean, we get along very well as roommates with some extras. Sex has always been really good, but our personalities are at least 80% different if you look at hobbies, interests, sense of humor, need for emotional support, spiritual views. I am an atheist, long-term plans, etc. She also said she is afraid I won't be a good father, so maybe she doesn't want babies from me at all because I'm always alienated by babies. I mean, I'm sure I want kids, but the truth is I'm really afraid of how we can handle the burdens and how I can support my wife during those hard days. I know I'm very vague emotionally, on the border of having Asperger's. That's something I just can't change. Imagine someone who is a lighter version of Sheldon Cooper. Now it's up to me to decide. She said she wants to live with me no matter what, but I don't want our relationship to be so one-sided. I think I love her, but for me, talking about my emotions and understanding them is very hard. The only way I can cry, for example, is by listening to music.